The sunshine is coming down here in Barbados, as it has every day we've been here, apart from that game the other day against Scotland here at the Kennington Oval. But you're right, England obviously take on Australia here tomorrow. I've got Nasser and Michael alongside me, and England just starting their practice behind me as we speak. And if we roll back a little bit, Michael, this is a rerun of the 2010 World T20 final.
Absolutely it is, yes. When England won their first ICC global event, it was a long time coming. They were under fresh leadership, Paul Collingwood, and a kind of new aggressive attitude. If you remember, they plucked Michael Lum and Craig Kieswetter out to open the batting, and that paid dividends. So they'll be looking to, and there's no players who played in that game in this game other than David Warner for Australia, no England players, but they'll certainly be looking to tap into that spirit where they brushed Australia aside in that final. It's a very important game, clearly, with Australia having won their first game against Oman. They've got 2 points, but England only one after the washout against Scotland.
Yeah, so therefore how significant is it if England obviously lose to Australia? Well, no wriggle room.
Yeah, the no wriggle room if it goes badly, because with some bad weather around, although as you say it's been good here since that Scotland game, if you have a washout in Antigua or St Lucia where England go next, then clearly it's very problematic. So they'll want to get 2 points on the board against Australia and put in a good performance, because they're a little bit sloppy against Scotland. I don't think you can read too much into 10 overs, but a couple of misfields, that no ball from Mark Wood, they're a little bit sloppier than they would have wanted.
Is that a concern for you? Because when we watched them against Pakistan in that rain-truncated series, England were right on it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you can afford a couple of misfields as long as you're honest afterwards, and I thought Matthew Mott was. He mentioned the fielding. No balls, that is something you have to be careful with in the nets. Are they bowling no balls in the nets? I've played with cricketers who in the nets say, I don't bowl them in the game, and then they go out and bowl them in the game. So are you bowling them in practice or not? So we've seen with this England side in the last few months, they're pretty switched on, to be honest. Butler and his team were very good against Pakistan. Did the Australia game the other evening against Oman, and the conditions aren't favourable to Australia in as much as they like hard, fast, bouncy pitches, and this one here is a little bit low and a little bit slow, a little bit too paced and uneven. It's not as bad as the pitch in New York, but you still have to work hard for your runs here. So they've had the advantage that they've played on it a full game. They've all batted on it. England didn't bat on it, so it could be tricky for them as I avoid that football.
Your control there was hopeless. You didn't read that. So will England make changes given those pitch conditions you refer to?
I think that the change they'll be thinking about is Reece Topley, because the taller bowler, because of the cutters he bowls, but also because the new ball he swings, and he has a fabulous record against left-handers. So 2 left-handers in Travis Head and David Warner at the top of the order for Australia. I personally would have started with Reece Topley. I think these conditions here suit him.
What would you do, and do England need that lengthier batting lineup that they get with Chris Jordan?
Well, it's 2 of Topley, Jordan or Wood. That's the obvious choice. Each of them brings something a little bit different. You've got Wood, who offers searing pace. His first over against Scotland averaged 148 kilometres an hour, and then he topped 150 in his second. Topley, as Nas says, offers that new ball swing, which has been really important here. We've seen left-armers get wickets, and then cutters with the old ball. And Jordan is multi-dimensional, isn't he? He offers you better lower order hitting, death bowling option, and brilliant all-round fielding. And from what we understood, the decision in the Scotland game was between Topley and Wood, and I'm not so sure that's necessarily what it should be. I don't necessarily think you need to have all that batting if the pitches are not of the type where you're telling your top order to absolutely go out blazing, because the more middling scores than the kind of scores we saw in the IPL. So I think there's no reason why they would need Jordan at 8, and therefore that, to me, would be the change, Topley for Jordan.
And we've got 2 high-quality leg spinners going up against each other.
Yeah, Adam Zampa, Adil Rashid, very experienced as well, bowled brilliantly out of the power play. And obviously, with the right-handers, left-handers have got lots of variation, the googlies, etc., so that they don't have a specific matchup. They are useful in all phases against all types of batters. The one thing they're going to have to cope with, the pitch is closer towards the Greenwich and Haynes stand, and the breeze, the trade winds are blowing in that direction. So you're going to have to protect. Captaincy is going to be vital. I'd like left-hand, right-hand combination. That's one thing England lack in their top 5, is a left-hander, and that makes it easier for the the opposition captain if you're protecting a short boundary with the breeze. So that they're going to have to think on their feet. I think it's a bowl into the surface. Anything up, from what I saw in that last game, Oman, Australia, anything that was up, didn't make use of the pitch. Anything that was up was just hit with the breeze for 6.
OK, well, it's a big game for England because of what happened against Scotland, where they only picked up that 1 point. But of course, it's England against Australia in a World Cup, 5:30 tomorrow, Saturday.